Hi guys, and welcome to Escape Wheel Watch Reviews. My name is Steve, and today we're going to be reviewing the SH watch model number SH08. I received this watch for free, but no matter how I get a watch in on this channel, you're always going to get my honest opinion every single time. And if by the end of this review you do want to pick one of these up, I'll be leaving an affiliate link down in the video description. Not going to cost you any extra, it just earns me a little bit of commission, helps keep things running on this end, so I really do appreciate the continued support. I wouldn't be here without you guys. So the retail price I'm seeing here in the US is $960 US. That's from the official SH store. Don't pay that much. I'm sure that's due to the tariffs here and just the uncertainty. So you can get these things for like $230, I think, and even below that during some of the sales. So yeah, I'm not sure why that store has them so inflated due to the tariffs, but that's what I'm seeing on their site. So and that's the one I'm linking down below because they're the one that sent me the watch. But I'm sure if you are in a different country, it's gonna be a lot lower than that. But yeah, $250, $230, something like that is about what you should expect to pay for this watch. The watch is only available in this carbon blacked out colorway. I think it looks absolutely fantastic, and we'll get to a little bit more details in that later. So the watch case is made of forged carbon, as is the dial. It has a sapphire crystal with anti-reflective coating. It has a push-pull crown and unknown case back, which we'll talk about here in just a second. 100 meters of claimed water resistance, and the watch is powered by the PT5000 automatic movement. So I was in the market for a blacked out watch, and this one popped up for me, and I just had to get it. I've tried other PVD watches and let them go. They just haven't stayed in the collection, but this one is just something a little bit different and unique, and I've never had a carbon cased watch on the channel yet that I can remember. So here we are. Is this going to stick around, stick in the collection? I say we dig in and we find out. But before we do a quick wrist check today, wearing a Farrasuit dress watch, pretty little thing, super thin, super light. I got a review for this one right up here. All right, so let's start with the dimensions. A case diameter of 40.5 millimeters. Case thickness of 11.7 millimeters. I think the lug width is 12.3 millimeters. We've got a lug tip to lug tip of 45 millimeters. And on the supplied rubber strap, it weighs 76 grams. So I'm pretty sure these are bang on the Tissot PRX. So yeah, if you've worn that watch, you kind of know what to expect as far as size goes. It's not a small watch, 40 millimeters, but it's pretty thin, as you saw there. And then it does have the integrated bracelet, so it's quite wide here. We'll get the measurements for that when we talk about the strap, but I'm pretty sure this does accept PRX straps, so just something to keep in mind. But I do think it wears pretty big, but that's mostly due to the strap. I think the case itself being blacked out kind of shrinks it down, but having the wide strap kind of bulks it back up. So yeah, it does wear like a 40 or 41 millimeter watch in my opinion, but I do like the way that it wears, so I'm gonna go outside right now and throw it on my wrist for you. And here we are on my 7.5 inch wrist, and as you can see, I think it actually wears pretty good. It's a pretty flat case, like I mentioned, but it does fit my wrist nicely. I have a little bit larger wrist, so I can definitely pull this off. So someone with smaller wrists might be, unless you like larger watches, you might want to look somewhere else, but this one actually works pretty good for me. And here we are out in some more direct sunlight, so just wanted to show you guys the carbon dial and just how it plays with the light once it's in the sun. It's really, really nice. You can see the carbon case as well. Just looks really, really cool. Super comfortable on the strap, but sadly, I don't have any straps that'll fit this one. I think normal PRX straps will fit this one, so just something to keep in mind. There's plenty of options online, but this one actually looks really good. All right, let's go back inside and let's get back to this review. All right, so let's talk about the case finishing on this, and there's really no finishing at all. It's just forged carbon, so it looks absolutely fantastic. A nice matte finish, as you can see there, but you can see all the different kind of swirling, and it's not really texture because it's all smooth, but it's just very nicely done, very nice patterning. It's all random, and it's all going to be different for every single watch. You have some chamfering here, but again, it's all just matte and blacked out. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. It looks really, really good in my opinion. You do have a unsigned PVD coated black crown. And flipping it over to the back here, you can see we do have a stainless steel case back. There's no notches or anything on this. So I'm just assuming this is a press-on case back, but they were able to get 100 meters of claimed water resistance out of it. So maybe it is a screw down one and they just used a ball to do it. I'm not really sure, and I don't want to mess with this and try and pop this off or anything to, it might break the case. I don't know. So yeah, if you guys know if this is a screw down case back or if this is just a push pull or a snap on case back, do let me know. But what I can tell you is that everything back here is nice and smooth. There's no sharp edges on this at all. That is a sapphire crystal in the back there, showing off the PVD'd movement. Kind of a surprise to me is that is a PVD PT5000, so kind of a cool little attention to detail. Even the movement on this watch is blacked out, but the case itself is done very nice. There's no real sharp edges on this thing anywhere. It's very comfortable, pretty lightweight as well. Yeah, I think looks absolutely fantastic. All right, let's talk about the crystal. First things first, test it for sapphire. Sapphire on the front, sapphire on the back. So we do have a sapphire sandwich here, which is pretty cool. So sapphire crystal on the front, it's just a flat sapphire crystal. There is some anti-reflective coating on it. It's not the best anti-reflective coating, but it's far from the worst anti-reflective coating. Keeps the dial nice and clear. There's just a slight blue hint to it, but I think it looks fantastic. And again, sapphire crystal on the back, which is nice. But yeah, it's just an unremarkable crystal. A little bit of a chamfer around the outside. It just barely sits up above the bezel there, as you can see. But yeah, it's a good crystal. I've got no real complaints with it. All right, getting real close, we'll talk about the dial on the watch. So the dial itself, like I mentioned earlier, is also forged carbon. So you can see just kind of the randomized pattern on it, and it does kind of shimmer and play in the light differently depending on how the light's hitting it. So it's a really cool looking dial, as you can, just look at that right there. That looks really, really cool. But it just looks like a kind of a matte dark gray, and then it just kind of comes to life when you get some direct light on it. So it looks really good. Everything about the dial is very nicely done. Everything seems to be aligned nicely. We have double batons here at the 12 o'clock, applied indices at all the other hour markers there. We have a little painted frame around the date window. We have a blacked out date window. The handset that they use on this, dual finishing on the handset, so you have brushing down the middle there and then polished chamfers on it. So they really do catch the light nicely. They look absolutely fantastic. I love the hour hand. I know these are kind of ripped straight from a Christopher Ward, but I do really like the look of it. Looks fantastic. I think the proportions on the hands are done very nicely as well. The lume on the watch is excellent as well. So I'm going to pop up a lume shot here. You can see it against a couple other watches in the collection. And it just holds its own. It's BGW9, so it's that nice ice blue glow. Lasts all night long, really easy to read in the middle of the night. I have no issues with the lume on this watch. It is actually really, really good lume. All right, so powering the watch is the PT5000. So that is a Swiss at a clone movement. So this is just a Chinese version of that. They are, in my experience, very accurate and very reliable. I've had no issues with them. I try not to hand wind them very much, but I do in the mornings. I'll hand wind them just to get them running. It's something that you don't want to do too much, is hand wind these things. So don't sit there and wind it for 40 turns in the morning. It's unnecessary in my opinion. But as far as everything else goes, really happy with these movements. 28,800 beats per hour. So really nice smooth sweep of that second hand, which you can really notice on this one because it does have a pretty long second hand there. But yeah, they hack the hand wind, roughly 36 hours of power reserve, I think it is. But yeah, I'm very happy with these movements. Here's how this one has been running. Yeah, it seems to be fine for me. Operation of the movement, pretty standard in this one. 3 o'clock crown here is just a push-pull crown, and again, it's unsigned. So first position is your hand winding. Seems just like every other PT5000. It's kind of that heavy but smooth hand winding. Pull it out to the next position. This is your date. Roll it forward. Yeah, forward. That changes the date, and everything seems to be centered in there very nicely. No issues with that. Pull it out to the next position. You do have hacking here. This is where you set your time. The alignment seems to be spot on. Yeah, really no issues with this at all. Really nice and smooth action on the crown. The crown's not wobbly or anything like that. Push it in, starts up the movement every time, and you're back in business. And Really just a very solid offering. It allows you to keep the case nice and thin too. So I'm really happy with the movement on these things. All right, so let's talk about the strap on the watch. So the strap, really interesting. I measured about 12.3 millimeters in between there, and then 27 millimeters out at the widest part, and it tapers down to about 18 millimeters. So I believe this takes normal PRX straps. So there's tons of different colors that you can get online. So if you want those, you can do that. They do have quick release spring bars. They're really tiny things, and I couldn't quite get my fingers in there easy. So I've never removed the strap, and I don't plan on removing it because I think it looks pretty darn good on this one here. And it is a very nice strap. So you can see here, it's kind of this waffle texture. It looks really good. It's a good length. And then getting to this side here, you do have one kind of stationary keeper held in place there. I believe there was another keeper here, but I just removed it because I don't need it. You have a black PVD buckle here with the SH logo on it. Looks pretty cool. I do wish that was carbon, but I understand why they didn't do that in carbon. But yeah, very nice strap. You can see here, it's pretty thin, so it is very flexible right out of the box. I mean, it just conformed to my wrist beautifully. You can see this texture on the underside. Looks really interesting. It is SH branded here. And then we have some, I don't know what language that is, but I did do a translation on that, and it just says natural rubber, I believe. So it is a rubber strap. I don't think it's an FKM strap, but either way, I'm here to tell you it is a very nice strap. It doesn't collect dust or anything like that. It kind of has this dense feeling to it, so it does kind of feel like an FKM, but they're saying it's natural rubber. But either way, it is a very good strap, and I think it looks good on this watch, and that's the important thing. So there you go, guys. I know the Tissot PRX in carbon is, $1,200 or something like that. You can get this, which looks just as good, if not better. I actually do prefer this dial layout to the PRX one. For around $230. It's carbon case, carbon dial, really good lume, nice crystal, sapphire on the front and on the back, 100 meters of claimed water resistance, a nice strap. I don't know if I mentioned that again, but yeah, it's kind of a bargain, and this one is definitely going to be staying in the collection, at least until I find something that looks just as good as this one, but because this one really does look awesome, and I've been wearing it quite a bit. So yeah, I think that's it for me. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. If you are interested in this watch, there's going to be a link down in the video description, but do your homework. If you're in the US, do not pay that $960 or whatever it is. Something around $230 to something under $250 is a fair price for this watch, in my opinion. So I think that's it for me. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you in the next one.